roaring fires, malt beer, red meat off the bone.
Hey, thanks for checking into Sambo's place. So recently, we put some steaks on the grill, and we used the manual mode in order to accomplish that, with some interesting results. First, I want to say this. In the 8 months that I owned the smoke fire, I never got that thing to throw up any flames. I never got that grill to do any really decent searing on it. I used to just smoke, and then I would take it to my Oklahoma Joe's and I would do a reverse searing on the Oklahoma Joe's. Having said that, quite a different experience on the SearWood. The SearWood not only seared the steaks, but it also threw up some flames. First time, and I kind of got myself in trouble because we like medium rare, and I'm playing with the flames here on the reverse sear, and I kind of pushed the steaks into the medium zone so that they were a little bit more well done than we typically enjoy a ribeye, but you'll get to see how the grill reacted to the meat, to the manual mode. And speaking of the manual mode, there's been a lot of questions, and there's not a lot of literature out there, especially from Weber, on what exactly the manual mode is. So I contacted Weber and I asked for some clarification. And what I want to do is I want to share the feedback with you that I got from Weber regarding the manual mode and the difference between it and the temperature mode. So I got two different statements from them. Let's see here. So I got this from Max K from Weber, and he says, I would recommend using manual mode for lid open cooking, namely with the griddle. I'd follow the chart as I sent as a general guide, and I would cook with the lid down whenever possible. So I have a chart here, and I'm going to include this in the video so you can take a look at it, because I think this is important information, and this chart is not even included in the operational manual that you get with the grill. So here's what else he said. Use manual mode for cooks with frequent lid openings to maximize the experience. So here's how it works. It switches to a constant fuel and fan speed for grill levels 1 through 10, low to high, for open lid cooking or griddling without your grill overcorrecting. When not actively cooking, it's still good practice to keep the lid closed to maintain even heat across the cooked surface. Depending on outdoor temperature, the griddle temperature will vary on the same manual mode level. So they're saying here that levels 1 and 2 is a keep warm level. Low in 3 and 4 would be like for your breakfast, your pancakes, your sunny side up eggs. A medium 5, 6, and 7 range is for browning or roasting vegetables, or even paninis or breads. And your high 8, 9, and 10 is for your smash burgers and your stir fries. And I would also assume that he doesn't have it here, but I would say searing as well. Okay. So what does all this tell me? It tells me that temperature mode is obviously driven by the probe that's inside of your grill. And when you open up the lid and you lose heat due to convection, I'm assuming that the auger and the fan modulate for that and give a burst, okay? So what I'm thinking is that this is a constant feed of pellets and a constant feed of the fan and the auger, so the grill doesn't overcorrect and overheat or over flare up in the case. That's my take on this. I could be wrong, but this is the way I'm reading this information from Weber. And I only have one experience on manual mode. And let me just say this. The way I'm going to use manual mode may not be the way you're going to use manual mode. I like some smoke flavor in my meats. So when you see this video, I started by smoking the meats and then I reverse seared them to finish. And that's typically how we do everything. Chops, chicken, that's how I like to do it. You may try it a different way. You may be used to a gas grill, you're transitioning into a pellet grill, and you may just go full on 910 and just grill it the way you're typically used to getting the heat up from a gas grill. And let me tell you something, when this sucker's cranking on 10 and you have that lid down and you open up that lid, it is just like blasting a gas grill, man. There's a lot of heat and it's coming right up in your face. And the diffuser underneath, you're gonna see in the video, that sucker gets cherry red. It's amazing. That thing was glowing orange. It looked like the rotors on a NASCAR, okay, a Bristol, Tennessee night race. You'll see it. We did some ribeyes with some roasted corn salad. Post your questions, your comments in the section below. I'll try and get back to you. We're gonna do some chops soon. We're gonna do some burnt ends soon. Next weekend, we're probably gonna do a brisket. So there's more cooks coming your way on the Weber SearWood. And remember something, it's just like anything else. It's a muscle memory thing. The more you use it, the more you're gonna get used to its temperate zones, how it cooks, how fast it heats up, things of that nature. So this is still a learning experience on my end. I haven't mastered this thing by any means. And I'll come back and I'll recorrect and I'll share with you my mistakes that I may have made. Meaning, the first mistake I made was playing around, okay, with the flavorizer bar and the flames it was throwing up, because in the 8 months that I owned the smoke fire, I never got any of that. I was like a kid, you know. And we have a couple of nice ribeyes here. We're gonna do up the first time on our SearWood XL 600. We're gonna use the manual mode. But first, what I wanna do is I wanna prep these ribeyes a little bit here. Just a little bit of avocado oil. I like using avocado oil. A lot of people say that olive oil gets rancid when it gets hot, but we use avocado here in Sambo's Kitchen. I'm gonna use the Fire and Smoke Society Black and Tan, and I'll tell you what, I'm not sponsored by these people. I'm not getting any kickbacks by these people. I make my own rubs, but I gotta tell you, this stuff is the real deal. Manual mode cooking here. We got this on set 7, which according to Weber is a doable temperature for roasting vegetables. While we're at it here, let's take the trusty heat gun and let's see. .433 degrees to the front left corner. 397 to the left rear, 401 to the right rear, 487 to the right front. Now I'm putting this right on the grill bars. 385 to the center, 401. 225 in this area right here. 405 to 264. There's a huge variance right here. We got 383 to 251. So that diffuser is really changing things up. I mean, really changing things up. So we got hot corners. Well, let's put the corn in the corners and see if we can get this sucker rolling here. So we're getting a little bit of char here on the peppers. They're gonna come off soon. I don't want to get them too burnt. So you can see that's about 15 minutes on level 8 of the manual mode. And honestly, there's not much smoke signature coming from this. It's almost as if you're cooking this corn on a gas grill. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Here's what I did in real time. I pulled the veggies off and I dropped the grill down to temperature mode, smoke boost, because I want some smoke flavor on these ribeyes before I reverse sear them or attempt to reverse sear them in the manual mode on this grill. So looking at the temps here, my grill bars in the center are registering 192, 210, 203, 195. And I want to wait till I get a little bit of smoke up because, like I said, I want some smoke signature in these ribeyes. We're going to bring these ribeyes to an internal temperature of about 120 to 125. Then we're gonna pull them off. We're gonna crank this sucker up to 10, and we're gonna throw them over here. We're gonna do a little butter bath with some rosemary. We're gonna put them over here. We're gonna sear them, and we're gonna see if we can get this to flame up. All the vegetables chopped up. We got them in the bowl. We got them kind of hand tossed together. There's no right or wrong with this. It's just a very light vinaigrette salad dressing. So I'm just gonna put about a quarter cup of vinegar in there. And I'm gonna drop about, I'd say about a teaspoon of brown sugar in there just to lighten that up. I'm gonna take 1 lime. I'm gonna get the juice of 1 lime in there. Remember, this is a very light, summery citrus salad. And we'll get that lime in there. And we're gonna put some Dijon mustard in. And that's it. And when we're ready, we're just going to pour this in, mix this through our salad, and that's our summer salad. Okay, so we're at an internal temperature of 125. We got that nice smoked mahogany finish on it. We got some flavor in these bad boys. We're gonna take them off. We're gonna crank this up to 10, and we're gonna put them over here, and we're gonna see if we can get these suckers to sear up nice. Sear marks on there. Some nice sear marks on there. Give it another rosemary butter bath. I guess the flavor reservoir is doing what it's supposed to do on this grill. Never got that from my smoke fire.